जय राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यामुनतीरावनचारि। यामुनतीरावनचारि। राधमाधव कुंजा विहारी। राधमाधव कुंजा विहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यामुनतीरावनचारि। यामुनतीरावनचारि। राधमाधव कुंजा विहारी। राधमाधव कुंजा विहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन। यामुनतीरावनचारि। यामुनतीरावनचारि। राधमाधव कुंजा विहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। जय गो प्रेमानंदे। हरे हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगमय यमुनामय की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरे हरि बोल। बृहत मदंग की जय। All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Prabhupada ki jai. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishwaya Bhutara Jayamate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dhanam. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane. Nirvisesh Swarnavadi Panchanthadet. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, Purushottam Prapti Yoga, verse number 15, third section of this chapter. Beautiful verse. And this verse, the topic title will be God is all merciful. God is all good and all merciful. That is the title. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamas Loke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Everyone, 15.15. सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्ता स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृत् वेदविद् एव चाहम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्ता स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृत् वेदविद् एव चाहम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्ता स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृत् वेदविद् एव चाहम्. More toward Sarvasya of all living beings, cha and aham, I. Hridi in the heart, Sannivishta situated, Matta from me, I think. Isn't it? Yeah, from me. Smriti, remembrance, Granam, knowledge, Apohanam, forgetfulness, cha and Vedai, by the Vedas, cha also, Sarvai, all, Aham, I am, Eva, certainly, Vedya, noble. Vedanta, the compiler of the Vedanta, Vedavit, the knower of the Vedas, Eva, certainly, cha and Aham, I. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Please repeat. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
Oh, close it. Close it. Please close it.
So we'll understand this verse, only one verse today, as an elaborate verse. भौमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमः जलदाष्टाकुर की जय। मोहन सदाशिव की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यम ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्तों की जय। So this is the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It has 4 sections. First section is only 20 verses. Small chapter but good, very important chapter. First 5 verses are talking about detachment from the material world, representing banyan tree, giving that example. This whole planetary systems, 14 planetary systems are represented banyan tree, upper, middle, lower. One is mode of goodness, you will be born and be in the upper planets, Brahmaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka. Those who are on the passionate earthly planet, and those who are in the ignorance lower planets, going from one branch to another branch, different species of life, different continent, different family members. So that is going on. That whole thing has been explained in the first 4 verses. And what is the weakness of the heart is also explained. How to remove it. Fifth verse is given. So the detachment from the material world. First few verses are describing the what is this this material world is compared to the banyan tree and what the problem statement is being described, and then the solution is given how to remove that weakness and attachment, ignorance. In the fifth verse, nirmana moha jata sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandve mukta sukha dukha sangachanti amudha padam abhyantat. One surrenders to the Supreme Lord with these 5 things, then automatically one's illusion, faulty association, all these things, by surrendering to the Supreme Lord, all these things can be go away. Or when these 5 things are observed, then one can surrender. His weakness will be removed. Hridaya Daurbalyam, as in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 7 describes. That is the first section, detachment from the material world. Then the next section is verse number 6 onwards, 6 to 10. So 6 to 12, I think. 6 to 12, describing the transmigration. Has been described. So then the next is described as verse number 13 to 15 is being described. But the Lord Krishna is the maintainer. Lord Krishna is the supreme maintainer. How he is giving the fire, the sun, moon, the heat and light, and the taste, sweetness, digestion as a fire, jataragni, 4 kinds of foods, chaurya, chusya, lehya, peya, chewed, licked, sucked, drunk, 4 kinds of food, which are being offered to the deities. Those 4 kinds of food supposed to be offered, and those are all being digested by the this fire. Vaiswanara Agni, the Agni name. That is the Lord's representation. And so those are 3 things. And then this verse is the last verse of that. Lord Krishna has maintained. It has many facets to this verse. Externally, it seems very simple verse. Is going to give remembrance, is going to give forgetfulness, depending on who and what are they aspiring for, and Krishna to be known as a supreme personality of Godhead. That is the essence of all the Vedas. That is pretty much is been stressed, but it means many things. What this all in all, what is that Krishna means? So all those things we have to understand from this verse. from the philosophical perspective, from various examples, is mercy, many aspects, many details one has to understand. Then only, that's why it is sarva. Is it sarvasya? Is there in all, and sarvair. What is that sarvair? That we have to understand. The last section is the three sloki Bhagavad Gita. Chatusloki is already been done, 10th chapter, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now in this chapter, there is Chatusloki, Sambandha Videya Prayojan, that is also in this verse is there. When it says Sarvai, that is also one representation of this verse. What is the Prabhupada writes in the purport, last two lines. So, knowing of the Vedas, purpose of the Vedas, goal of the Vedas, so all the three purposes of the Vedas, Prabhupada, Sambandha, Videya, Prayojana. So all these are mentioned. In this way, this chapter is laid out. So the first 5 verses are describing how to detachment from the material world. Then the last, from 6th to 20th verse, in another last verse of the chapter, Prabhupada explains this particular point. 2 sections. This whole chapter is divided into first 5 detachment from the material, last 15 or last 14 or last 15 are describing the rest of the Purushottam Prapti, how to attain the Purna Purushottam Lord Krishna. That is the structure of this particular chapter. This is read generally on Damodar month, which starts in October to November, and also this is also read in Purushottam month, which comes once in 2.5 years. In that way, it is very prominent. Or when the person leaves this world, this is also important chapter, 9th, 12th, 15th. All these are very important chapters to read. Generally, this chapter we read, Purushottam Prapti Yoga. I myself read a few times in US in one of the funeral home. This is chapter to read to attain the Purna Purushottam. Anyway, so now this verse is representing the God is all merciful. So first understanding here it is mentioned, Lord is giving the remembrance and Lord is giving the forgetfulness. So what does it mean, forgetfulness, why Lord is giving? So for devotees, those who want to serve the Lord, remember the Lord, then naturally is giving the forgetfulness of the material tendencies, the fruitive mentality, all those is giving the forgetfulness of that. All whatever we have done in the past, so many things we have done, all those we are forgetting. So the mentality, that enjoyment spirit, everything, attraction, attached to away from the, all those is giving. So that for the that is for devotees. Two understandings are there here. And then for those who are not want to be devotees, they want to enjoy this material. For them, Lord is giving forgetfulness. Forget about me. Forget about my opulence. Forget about my knowledge. Forget about my pastimes, holy name, Namarupa, everything. He will give all the forgetfulness. He can only remember the material activities, how to enjoy, how to use, so all that just for himself and his extended members. So that forgetfulness has two versions. It is mentioned in one of the purports. Prabhupada is mentioning. Everything we talk is from, if Prabhupada says, we repeat it. So that's what forget, because people may question, what does it mean, forgetfulness? So the Prabhupada writing, this is what it means when it is same thing with the remembrance. Those who wants to really desiring it, so that's why start with the desire. So there are, so we are naturally Sachidananda Vikas. Everybody wants to be happy, everybody is looking for knowledge, and nobody wants to die. Sachidananda. But in this material world, everything is Asat, Achit, Nirananda, opposite. Spiritual world is Sachidananda. Here Asat, Achit, Nirananda. Asat means impermanent. Achit means material knowledge. It's not permanent knowledge. Nirananda means material happiness. It's temporary. It's not permanent happiness. So, and these three things are there. That means Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. That's why this here Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishtam means the Lord is telling, I am there, seated in everybody's heart as Paramatma. But this verse is telling I am also as a Brahman. Everywhere you will see that everywhere I am there as pervaded. As Brahman effulgence, my effulgence only sun is coming, sun is getting its effulgence. Um, as a whole Brahmanda, so is also lying on me. So and then as Paramatma, I am there as well in every atom and every living entity, not only human beings, all living entities, I am there. Uh, but beyond this, this is Sat aspect is the Brahman aspect. Just by concentrating on eternality, just concentrating on the Brahman effulgence, everything is coming from Brahman. So, Anirakara, Akshara Brahma. So, all these things, it is not enough. Because at the best, you merge into Brahman effulgence, again you fall down. Because there is no variety there. There is no variety. And Chit aspect, those who are engaged in the Brahmavadis, they are called Brahmavadis. They are after this. Some Mayavadis also in that category. Brahmavadis and Mayavadis. And Brahman, they are after this. They think the whole world is coming from Brahman. Lord doesn't have form. This impersonal form is the Lord's form. They think. So that is a problem. Because just by Sat, one cannot enter into spiritual world. Then the next aspect of those who are meditating on Paramatma, that is yogis. ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो so सुरासुरगणाय तस्मै देवाय नमः वेदांग क्रम उपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थित तद्गते यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्र मरुतस्तुन्वन्ति गायन्ति यं सामगा. This is the 12th canto. I think first chapter, first verse, I think. Or last chapter, first verse. Last chapter, first verse. 12:12:1, I think. Or 12:13:1. And there it is mentioned what the yogis do. But they meditate on Paramatma, thereafter Chit. Sat and Chit is included in that. But that is also not enough. Because unless there is a permanent happiness, permanent variety, then only you can enter into the spiritual world. Otherwise, it's not possible. There they will go, they enter merge into the abdomen of Mahavishnu. This is their destination. Those Brahman are entering into Brahman effulgence between material world, spiritual world, and they fall down from there because no person to interact, no activity. It makes it so simple. Prabhupada use hundreds of examples. You go take a rocket or take an aeroplane. How long can you be there in the air? You have to land somewhere. You have to take shelter. You have to reside somewhere. Then only you can be happy. You can't be up in the air. So same way Brahman, if there is no person, how long can you stay? You can't stay. There is no variety. There is no person to interact. How long can you stay? Nirbheda Brahma Anusandha. Nirbheda means Veda means difference or variety. Nirbheda means no variety. So you merged, but there is no variety, there is no person to interact. Then you come back. What will you do there? So that is the problem with that. And Paramatma, when you enter abdomen, and the abdomen, what will you do there? No person and no activity. So again, you come back. So both are wrong. But when it is a personal form of the Lord, then supreme personality of Godhead, because we are person naturally, that is supreme personality of Godhead. Then that is a complete form. That's what this verse is saying. Paramatma is one aspect. I am to be known. Krishna to be known. The whole Bhagavad Gita, who is speaking? Krishna only speaking. So that's why if Krishna is telling this word, that means he is to be known. His form, his activities, his pastimes, his holy name, everything. So his Brahman aspect, his Paramatma aspect, and then one has to come to the personal aspect. Sat Chit Ananda. Until one comes to Ananda aspect, along with Sat Chit, then only you can actually enter into spirit, actually feel the bliss, actually taste the bliss. Until that, you won't be able to completely become permanently happy and permanently peaceful. That is the first thing one has to understand. Mm, Yeah, that is the first understanding one has to. The next understanding is when it says Krishna here survive. Survive means the next one also we have to understand. Vedas are giving. The first one is Vedas is giving because one may remember, one may forget. Because when he is giving up this body and taking up another body, he is forgetting. He is giving the forgetful. What is giving? Because how much can he remember? How much mind can capture? Hundreds and hundreds of things. Every day you are doing the whole life, 60 years, 70 years. People personally imagine remembering the every activity. Mind will be tortured. And imagine remembering all the lifetimes activity. How many millions of lifetimes? and then bewildered. So he can't even function. Mind has only certain space. So that Lord will give forgiveness. To the degree you need to know, according to his one's consciousness, one's observance, one's desires, accordingly, Lord will give forgetfulness and remembrance accordingly. So, but immediately when the next birth is born, then again Lord is giving the remembrance to the activity again the same desire and the karma is there both. If it's ordinary, he doesn't want to be devotee, then naturally action reaction, regular course of action. He will remember, so all these things. That's why Krishna consciousness is also is there in the heart. That's why it's called dormant. Prabhupada uses it is a dormant. Prabhupada gives a different example in nectar of devotion. So how the dormant consciousness will come out naturally. One has to fan it, one has to fan the spark, then it will be revived. And that's why engaging in this activity, especially association with the devotees. So that's why Lord is giving these Vedas for that purpose only. By giving this transcendental knowledge in the form of Vedas, for Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Samhitas, so that one can actually understand the Lord. That is Sambandha Jnana. And then by that understanding, one can come to him and understand the processes to attain him, to understand all the processes, what he has to apply. First, understand who is actually God. And then to understand more, then we need to know, apply, do some processes. And then you can actually, because how to worship him, what is actually, what he wants me to do, all those things. That is the second step. And then attaining the goal. So Vedas are giving these three purposes. Purpose of the Vedas are to bring one to Sambandha, then Abhideya and Prayojana, all these three things. If that knowledge is not being given, then again we need a sadhu's associate to understand, because it's not so easy to understand these things just by our self-study. Many conflicts will be there, many confusions will be there as we read. Everything and anything will be same. People may think, despite reading hundreds of times Bhagavad Gita, people will come to that conclusion, or Krishna is, God is dead, or God is not there. After reading Bhagavad Gita, or Krishna is unknown. All these kind of confusions will be there if you are not taking the association of devotees who have accepted Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality. That is the next understanding. And then from the verse purport, Prabhupada is quoting Tattu Samanvayat, Vedanta Sutra. Prabhupada is quoting. And he is quoting also another Upanishad also. So yeah, because as soon as you go Pravastam, what is it? In the second paragraph beginning, as soon as he gives up this body, then he will forget everything. Because that's how it is. Because you are giving up the gross body, mind, intelligence, ego is entering into another womb. That time you forget. Then again, as soon as that's why, as soon as baby is born, baby is looking for how to drink the milk. Nobody is training him. Nobody is training her. So they're able to, baby is able to do. So that means already whatever Lord is giving, the remembrance who's giving, Lord is only giving. Intelligence who's giving, Lord is only giving. But this is ordinary karma vichar, regular activity, karma, action, reaction. But to remember the Lord or process, to associate with sadhus, engage in any of devotional activity, for that, Lord can only give if you have really some desire is there, or you receive the fortune from a devotee. Then that will be enhanced, and Lord will give more and more remembrance instead of, and then forgetting the material activity, material desires naturally, slowly, gradually, depending on how much percentage you want to do. So that is in line. The next thing one has to understand is also means here survivor means, it also means Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, um, Rasa Tattva. That is the first thing. And then from there, Bhava Tattva, no, Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva, then Rasa Tattva, Bhava Tattva, Leela Tattva. These are 6 aspects when it says survivor. Everything. Because otherwise, how will you come to Krishna? Unless you understand who is Krishna Tattva means, who is he? Is he the incarnation? Is he Jiva? Or is he God? Is he Iswara? What kind of Iswara? There are many Iswaras, many controllers. Demigods are also controlled. Lord Shiva is also controller. Many Iswaras. We have Maheswaras, we have Iswaras. So exactly who is this person, Krishna? So that has to be understood. So that is Krishna Tattva. Then Bhakti Tattva. Then okay, then what is Bhakti all about? Is it same as karma, same as jnana, same as yoga, or Bhakti is different? What it means? So that also needs understanding. Then one has to know Prema Tattva. What is this love means? In material world also there is so much love. Is it the same? No. Atmendriya Truptivanti Taranam Kam. Krishnendriya Truptivanti Taranam Prem. That is been defined by Krishna Das Kaviraj. Shastra is defining. Serve, please the Lord senses. Lord's represent. That is the Prem. That is the definition given. Sacrificing for others, especially for the Lord. Lord's represent. And from there, once you understand these, by understanding Krishna, by following the bhakti, and then you attain prema. Now, during that process, we also have to know then bhava tattva, rasa tattva, lila tattva. Bhava means what are these symptoms? Because when you perform bhakti, then there should be. That's why that verse is there. What is that? Evam कर्म चित्तै द्रुत चित्त उच्चै जातानुरागो द्रुत चित्तै हास्यति रोदति गायति एवं स्वाव्रत. He has taken a vow. What kind of vow? It's a very rock solid vow to chant the holy name. By that, very determined, by that activity, has come to the ecstatic stage, Baba stage. He is laughing, he is doesn't matter externally, he is not considering who's there, who's not there. He is laughing, crying, rolling on the ground, all these symptoms. Because by taking that vow of chanting the holy name, very deeply immersed, absorbed chanting, that that is the then we get the bhava. That bhava. We need to know what these ecstatic symptoms. Because otherwise, all if you eat the mango, you know whether it's sweet or not, whether it's good or not. If you don't taste it, all at least you should know if somebody else. If you need to buy a gold or a diamond, you need to know where to buy. How does it look like? What is some of the characteristics? You need to know. This for anything, even to serve in the deity kitchen, to make the garland, many things we need to know. Many things we may not know. So that's why result will be something else. Because you need to know, okay, if you want to offer a fruit, guava, there's a technique how to whether guava is ripe or not. What kind of guava you need to pick up? By looking at it, by touching it, by removing the top thing, whether it falls off immediately or not, then you know whether the guava is ripe or not, whether artificial ripened or not. Many things you have to know. Mango also, many things you have to know. Green mango, ripe mango, many fruits you need to pineapple, whether it's ripe or not. This is that even for ordinary things, by the symptoms, by the characteristics. Then Baba, if you don't know what the result is going to be, what the symptoms of it be, what stage I'm in, what anarthas I'm going through, what anarthas are cleared and what anarthas more pending. In the next stage, what will happen? If I don't know the characteristics and symptoms, then how will I progress? How will I attain it? It's not easy. It is very difficult. So that's why this is also at least we should know. It's not necessarily we are there in the Bhava stage, but at least we should know what happens. What is that stage look like? By looking at the examples and everything, like Bharat Maharaj in Bhava stage. Narada Muni is in that stage, Asakti and Bhava. Then Krishna gave the audience. And then he said, you will not see me again, you will not hear from me again until you give up this body. When the Brahma's life is over, then you will come to me. That time you will again see me. So Asakti Bhavasti, that's what happens. Either Lord personally appears face to face, or he will give the audience voice. Either way, it can happen. So that because why this sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, prem bhakti. Bhakti is defined in three stages: beginning stage, middle stage, highest stage. Bhava bhakti is one step before the prema. And prema is the last stage. So that's why now we need to know Krishna tattva, bhakti tattva, prema tattva. Then we can at least practice it. Then we need to know Bhava Tattva, Rasa Tattva. What are these rasas? Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. What are these symptoms? Who are the personalities? Shantras, rivers, oceans, peacock, trees, all these are under that Shantras. Dasyaras, Rakta, Patra, other names are there in nectar devotion. Then Sakyaras, Arjuna, Stav Krishna, Vajasvi, Varotapa, you name it, Madhumangal, Subal, Sridham, so many billions of word boys are there. Some names from Nectar Devotion, Krishna book, these things are there. Then like that, Vatsalaras, so Yasodamai and all the elderly gopis from Vrindavan. So then Madhuras, so many gopis, 108 main gopis, and that 8 main gopis, and then many others, billions of gopis. So in this way, do we understand the rasas, what it means? And as you go up, the rasas are all included. Madhura includes all other rasas already. So that's and then Ayodhya, this rasa is a little lesser. In Dwaraka, it's a little higher. Mathura is a little more higher. The Vrindavan is completely deep, very what do you call Vishrambha. It is called very intimate. Otherwise, it's Gaurava, on reverence. It changes. Dwaraka also has some on reverence. Mathura also has some on reverence. It goes up. In Vrindavan, there is no on reverence. Even if they see Narayan also, they'll just offer prayers, worship, they are not interested. They will ask, where is Krishna? Have you seen our Krishna? Our blue boy. Yeah, so that these are the Bhava Tattva, then Rasa Tattva, Rasas, these are primary rasas, then there are secondary rasas like Hasya Rasa, Bhivas Rasa, Bhayanak Rasa, all those are secondary. Then Leela Tattva. Leelas, pastimes of the Lord. What is the significance of the pastime? Each and can perform different pastimes. What those pastimes are? What is the purpose of it? What does it mean? So, what is it? Because there are two vichars also: Tattva vichar, Leela vichar. Lord is performed for Leela perspective, what it means. As philosophy perspective, what does it mean? Because killing of the demon, there is a Leela, but also behind the scene, the significance. Just like in IT, you have front end screen, you have back end. What you do on the back end is different from what you do in the front end. Like that, philosophy and Leela. Many things you apply. IT, business things you have to apply. And you're diverting your consciousness of, to Lord and Guru, then you can apply many things. When we are not diverting, then nothing. That stays there, this stays there. But in Krishna consciousness, everything you can use Krishna. Everywhere, anywhere you can use Krishna. So that is the beauty of this process. This is another aspect of the survive means sarva. All this verse is their exact verse. Rupa Goswami in Madhya Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya this verse is there. When it says all together, complete, Supreme Personality of Godhead, or Krishna means what? Krishna is not just one. Yes, definition is there. Where is that? कृष्ण भूवाचक शब्दो परम ब्रह्म विधीयते. Forgetting. Just like Rama, Krishna word also has a definition. The verse is there. Krishi bhuvachaka shabdo na nivritti param brahma vidiyate. Like the definition is Kris means no repetition of birth and intense pleasure. Both are all attractive. So when Krishna both are added, then Lord become all attractive, and then no more repetition of birth, intense pleasure. All these things are combined in this particular thing. That's what Krishna means. But it's not enough. If you just know the definition doesn't mean anything, then we need to know all these 6 aspects. Then that means that's why surveyor means we have to know these things. And then we have to know another thing also. There are 6 philosophies. Shad Darshan, it is called. First one is called Karma Mimamsa theory, which is established by Vyasadeva disciple. Vyasadeva was given. That's why Vyasadeva was not happy. Many things he did before. Four Vedas, Upanishads. Narada has to come and enlighten him and chastise him and poke him to bring him to the topmost, give him the Krishna Prema. He has to write Srimad Bhagavatam. So before that he divided and gave different things. That is Shad-darshan. So that the first one is the Karma Mimamsa theory. That means many people in the office also I find, and we find many people in this world. When you distribute books also you'll find this. Most of them are in this category, Karma Mimamsa. That means you don't need to worship so much God. If you are good, you do good things, then you don't need to worry. All this you don't need to do. So, yeah. Or they may come with Manav Seva, Madhav Seva also, they will say. Just serve the people, then that is serving God. That also is there. This karma mimamsa theory is action, reaction. Good. If you are good, then everything will be good. We don't need to separately worship. This is Jaimini Rishi has established this process. But that, as long as we do that, that you will stay in this world, you can get out of this world. That means happiness, distress, both will come. Yeah. Yata dukkam, yata sukham, ayatnata. Yeah. As long as we have this body, then happiness, both will come. Whether you want or not want it, based on the past and this life, what we do. So, we can get out of that. That's why this philosophy will not work. Because there is beyond this, there is another world. Prabhupada explains it. Every day your body is changing. Do you have youthful body? Do you have baby body? No. Youthful body, old age changing. When you see this changing, then what makes you think? How can we be so ignorant that we can't understand when you give up this body, everything is done. There is no next body. In this world, when you are changing the flight, changing the apartment, how much you pay rent, you are getting entering it. Does it mean that you're lost? Then you have to vacate after 6 months. When you can't be permanently there, you have to go more to the next. So when you are doing that in a every day-to-day basis, what makes us think that this will be permanent? After this body, you enjoy it till full extent and everything is done. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't give the evidence why there are so many living and so many forms of life. If there is no living form after this life, it doesn't make any sense. You can't explain. But Shastra gives explanation, it makes perfectly sense when you put together. So that's why there is a next life. After this is not end. Either you enter into the spiritual world, you attain spiritual body, or you take another species of life and next life will continue, depending on what kind of activity you have done. It's happening under the divine direction. Karma, Daiva, Netri, and everything is noted down. That's in this verse is also there. It's giving forgetfulness, it's giving remembrance. Istara Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshwarjan Brahmayati Yantrarudhani Maya. He's operating like a machine. Isra is there watching and accordingly is guiding and directing according to his desires. He cannot force. So that this karma mimamsa will not work. We'll be running around in this world. Suffering will also be there. So that's why that is fail. Number one, so, this Shat Darshan. And the next, all these philosophies who explained, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained. 25th chapter of Madhya Leela, or 7th chapter in Adi Leela. Chaitanya Charitamrita, written by Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu associate, all Varanasi. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most munificent, Krupalu Mahavadanyaya. There is no one who is more merciful than. That's why this verse title is Prabhupada writes in the purport if you look at. All merciful, all good. Then out of all incarnate, Paramakarana Pahudu is Nitai Gaurachandra, Sab Avatar Siromani, Sab Avatar Siromani, Kevala Ananda Khanda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful. He has given the most mercy by simply giving chanting. You simply chant, go on chanting. Just follow that, then you will be with ecstatic bliss and you will go back home, back to Godhead very soon if you go on chanting as prescribed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has made it so easy. That also we have to get, but that should be done in the association, not devotees. That also we are coming to that. That also this has meaning in that. How will you remember? How will you forget? So that also means sadhus. Mercy is there. All good and all mercy. How will you know? If somebody is asked question, Gaurnita, you say that very merciful. Prove it. Prove it to me right now. How will you prove it? Can you bring Nityananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now? You can't bring. Then how will you prove it? So you can only prove by devotee's mercy. How much Prabhupada has given his disciple are giving, and how the person is transforming. 10, 15, 20 years ago, who he was and who he is now. What was he used to do? What is he doing now? How did he get transformed from A to Z? How did he come? And this is mercy. Practically, you can show that. Sometimes months, sometimes years, depending on who the person is and what is doing, how much is acting on the platform of Guru and Krishna's instructions. And this is how you have to practically prove it. So practical application, practical results, your palena parichyate. We can understand without looking at the result. We can't just simply go by theory. We have to see the results. That's the Prabhupada's process. That's why everybody accepts Prabhupada because significant results. The whole world became Krishna conscious. Prabhupada written 1971 to Krishna Devi Mataji. She wrote letter. Me and my husband and my child wants to preach in Iran. Iran is so difficult to preach, but they are ready, and Prabhupada written encouraging letter. Go on distributing both. It's very nice. Hear that your child is also Krishna conscious. Go on doing it. You have all my blessings. Prabhupada writing. This is what all merciful. All God is all good, and especially sadhu. When sadhu is very merciful, then this thing can happen. So I don't think they are Indian body. So even then, even Indian body. How many living entities go to Iran and preach? How many will have a desire? And he just got married and a small child is there. Can you imagine it? You can't even imagine. We can't even imagine. So that means what is the mercy of the sadhu? What is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, only I am giving one drop. Rupa Goswami, I am giving him only one drop. With this, you can inundate the whole world. That means you can understand what the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When you only deeply study Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, then and instruction, then actually one can understand why he is called Avatar Siromani, why he is called Mahavadanya, why he is called Kripalu, everything, Vedacharyas, for this reason only. So that's why this karma mimamsati will not work. First philosophy. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught all these things with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakasana Saraswati. He repeated. He made them devotees. So this is the mercy. He didn't leave. He defeated. He gave the mercy to Buddhists. He gave the mercy to Mayavadis. He gave the mercy to the most sinful Jagai Madai. He gave the mercy to the atheists. He gave the mercy to the Muslims. So most sinful, you name it. Every category you can find. For every one of them, practical examples are there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. All categories. Then we can, because you have to show the results, examples, then we accept it. That Avatar Sivamani has done it. All the examples are there. All categories of mercy has been given. So that means you can be in any background, any situation. If you take the shelter of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and expertly he is represented, then you can be delivered. In this life, you can go back home, back to Godhead. Doesn't matter what weakness you may have, but you should take proper shelter. Matkritanam. Verse, beautiful verse is mentioned. We'll come to that. Beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. It is mentioned 25, 26, not this one. 25, 56. No, next verse, I think. No, not that. This verse I quoted before. एवं व्रतस्वा प्रिय नाम कीर्त्या जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चै हसति अतो रोदति द्रौति गाय फेमस वर्स माधवन नृत्यति लोकबाह्य. One who is completely in bhava state, this is the symptoms. How by simply taking pleasure, great vow, actually advance and take pleasure in chanting of the holy name, who is very dear to him, is agitated, loudly chants the holy name, he also laughs, cries, becomes agitated, chants like a madman, not caring for outsiders. So this is in the residents, Varanasi, Prakasana has also been told after this. This has been described how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was in this kind of a state. Yeah, this is another verse. I'm looking for that verse. I think I might not have noted down. 2464. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Sama Ara Kripalu Vadhanya Bhakta Vatsal Na Deki Trigate Tri Jagate Anya. Who is telling? Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami is telling. Or these devotees, Vaishnavas are telling after delivering Prakasana. Mayavad is also delivered. So the verse I'm not getting. Let's see. I must have noted down. 10:41, I think, probably. Yeah, correct. Both are famous verses. Sadhunam samachittanam sutaram mat kritatmanam darshana na bhaved banda. No more material bondage. Pumso akshno savitur yatha, just like the sun. What will happen by the sadhu's mercy? When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. That is Pumsa, living entity, Jiva, Akshna means eyes, Savitur means Surya, sun. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, but what mentality has to be there? Purport, you can see that. That is sadhunam samachittanam. Hmm. Determined and surrendered to Supreme. What is that sadhu's quality? Is determined, surrendered to Supreme Person. One will no longer subject to the material bond. But what, whether it's a immediate result or it will take long time, even by seeing face to face. That is been explained. Because the consciousness, it is with the, what consciousness one has, it depends on that. See the purport. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kois, Lava Mata Sadhu Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So that we understand, we act properly. If by chance one meets a sadhu, a devotee, one's life is immediately successful and one is free from material bondage. It may be someone may receive a sadhu with great respect, someone else may not receive a sadhu with such respect. A sadhu, however, is always, he's not so much keen on that. Equipoise toward everyone. Because of being a pure devotee, sadhu is always ready to deliver Krishna consciousness without delay. Now the point, important. As soon as one sees a sadhu, one naturally becomes free. Nonetheless, persons who are too much offensive, who commit Vaishnava apparat or offenses to a sadhu will have to take some time before being rectified. This is also indicated herein. That is the point. I have seen many sadhus. Then why didn't I get that immediate result? Why is not taking so long? Yes, many things to be considered. How you act, yeah, many things. So one has to be so enthusiastic to, first of all, that desire has to be there. I must. How many? First of all, first we have to look at how many devotees are praying actually to the Lord. Please give me the intelligence so that I can recognize a Vaishnava. I can serve a Vaishnava. Hmm. Allow me to always be respectful, faithful, and loving and caring to your devotees, then to you. But let me offer obeisance to you, your representative first, then to you. Who's doing that? How many doing it? That is the first thing. Then acting on it. That is theory. Then one to act. How many are acting? That's why it's not so easy. Then according to only your degree, then natural result is different. Percentage is different. So this is how we have to understand. This is the verse, famous verse. This is 10:41. Which chapter is this? I think this is Navakuver and Manigriva. Narada Muni has given. Even though they acted like they no clothes, engaging all. Narada Muni is walking and they didn't care. But Sadhu is so merciful. He gave mercy. Okay, you will become trees, but you will meet the Lord very soon, and then you will be delivered. And that's what happened. So Lord Krishna is describing this to them. Sadhu is so merciful. That's why mat kritat manam word is used. See that what does it mean? Simply by audience, mat kritat. A persons who are fully surrendered, determined to render service unto me. Sutara means excessively, completely. They're they're so determined. Excessively means they're full of love for the Lord. They're always contemplating what should I do, how should I do, constantly till the last breath. They're not worried about themselves. What will happen to me? No, Prabhupada was like that. Till last minute he was translating, he was not caring what will happen to him. Prabhupada called, tell everybody now, soul doesn't depend on the body. Because the Nirjala Ekadasi came, Prabhupada hardly ate and the 6 months passed, hardly ate and hardly drank. And the Nirjala Ekadasi came, everybody fasted, next day everybody is hungry. And then they were asking, Prabhupada, one day itself we have a hard time, next day we are hungry. And how is it that 6 months you fasted and you are still not hungry, you are not taking anything? How is it that? So I said, yes, this is how you know that soul doesn't depend on the body. And tell the whole world that soul is different from the body. Yes, because of the attachment, absorption, that is avinivesha tasya atisha tape tasya viparya smriti. That verse is there, that's why. So Prabhupada is a live example. So Prabhupada trained throughout his life by teaching how to look at things. And this is the so that's why one should be careful with the sadhus, how we conduct ourselves. More we know. That's why this is bhakti is a science. One has to observe, one has to learn, one has to practice. It takes time. Nothing is by chance, nothing is immediately you can act. It requires so much purification has to happen. So much learning has so much. First we should know, and then we have to start doing this process, chanting, hearing, service, darshan, prasadam, all these aspects you have to apply. Then gradually, slowly, we understand things, we correct our mistakes and act properly, thinking properly. Many things will do. Then naturally, slowly, gradually, we can actually get the right result very quickly. To the degree we become quickly observe these things and practice these things, consciousness is right. To the degree advancement becomes so quick. To the degree we can become, careless or not care about it, or not pay attention to it, then to that degree it takes time. So, so that's why this verse is very significant. In different angles are there. What can I tell? So this is just one pointer on that. We're talking about the philosophy. And 10 ton 140 and 10 ton 40 and 41. I don't know why didn't I mark that. So I think that's why it is marked here maybe. Let me hold on. Let us go to that verse 10:10. I think Amalajana trees after the ninth chapter, Damodar chapter. Yeah, 10 to 40 and 41. Beautiful prayer in this chapter also. When they saw the Lord Krishna, they asked for only one thing. Let us always sing your glories in the association of devotees. That beautiful verse is also there in this chapter. I forgot already that verse. Famous verse that also 40, 41. Lord is telling. Yeah. And one is face to face with the Son. This is the one. Supreme Person. The great sage Naradaman is very merciful, not just merciful. By his courage, he showed great favor to both of you, who were mad after material opulence, who had thus become blind. Although he fell from the highest planet, Swargaloka, and became trees, you are most favored by him. I knew of all these incidents from the very beginning. So, as Paramatma knows. When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness on one side. Similarly, when one is face to face with the sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to the degree of one's faith and one's intention, one's consciousness, then one will no longer be subject to material bondage. Completely becomes free. Fraction only. So that much. It depends on that. So that's why these two verses are prominent verses to understand. These are some of the examples we should look at. When we look at this verse, why Prabhupada says God is all merciful, all good. So yeah, I think this verse are next. The prayers are there, but anyway, I'll go back now. So here also this is another point, another verse. How much Lord is telling. Bhaktya aham ekaya grahya Shraddaya Atma Priyasatam by devotees. Lord Himself is telling. Bhakti Punati Mannishta Swapakan Api Sambhavat. This Sanatana Siksha Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. Lord Krishna said, is also in 11th canto, being very dear to the devotees and sadhus. Who? Lord. I am attained through unflinching faith and devotion service. This Bhakti Yoga system, which gradually increases attachment for me, purifies even a human being from born among dogs. That means one could be any lowest of the lowest. Still they can be delivered. When? Even the line is here. Very dear to the devotees and sadhus. When will you become dear? When we understand their position, understand their quality, and then serve them, love them, care for them, all these things. Respect. Then automatically, when Lord sees that, then naturally he becomes so pleased. When he is pleased, done. Tasmin tushte jagat tushtam. Oh, automatically. So that's everything is there, that line. So that is the point. Uh, that is in many places Lord is telling, but this is also one of the famous verse as well. Bhakti punat mannishta swapakan api swapakan means this dog eaters. Api sambhavat very quickly. So that's the background is not so problem. Problem is with what intention, how we act is the problem. So that has to. So the karma mimamsa. This is not going to work. That is Jaimini Rishi. Then you have Kanada. No, you have the no, Sankhya by Kapila, atheistic Kapila, not the Kapil, Lord Kapila, atheistic Kapila. Yeah, the material elements. There also the Prabhupada explains in one place indirectly are the what is the separated energies. That is the problem. Beautiful examples are also mentioned. This earth, water, fire, air, ether, and mind, intelligence, ego. These 8 elements, aparayam, itastam, prakritam, vidyame, param. These are separated elements. So that's why this material world is also, when these elements are separated energies, so then how you should utilize it. Same way, this material world is also separate energy. And the Prabhupada gives. What does it mean? Okay, I'm there, I'm speaking on the dictaphone, and you use the dictaphone. I'm not there. After the class, you use the dictaphone to hear. So, what does it mean? It has now become a separated energy. I'm not speaking now. I have given lecture, you recorded it, now you are playing it. I'm not there. So, that becomes a separated energy. Similarly, this material world is it has come from, but it is a separated energy. It is not internal energy. It is separated energy. These elements are also separate energy of the Lord. Mhm. So because of that, naturally, when we utilize and for ourselves, then it becomes cause bondage. So when these separate energies are used for his service, then actually, because the dictaphone also you can use it for ourselves. But if it is used in the proper, you are hearing the lecture and you using that knowledge to serve Prabhupada and the previous Acharya, then it has a proper utilization. You take that knowledge and to get some money and to maintain ourselves, that has a different purpose and different result will come. It's not the same result. Same way, this separate energy is utilized for ourselves, different result will come. Mm. So that is why bondage. And the Lord is giving, or Prabhupada is explaining in the purport in one of the verse, Bhagavatam or Chaitanya. It is like the material world is like the honey and honeycombs. Just like these bees are going every day collecting honey, putting in the honeycomb. When they have to drink this honey from these honeycombs, other bees are biting. No, I want to drink. Why are you drinking it? So they are biting. So even though they are trying to enjoy, but the other bees are biting. Same way, this living entity, the jiva, is also trying to do the exactly same thing like the bees. He is also collecting every day, is working, is doing different things, getting the money, getting different things, trying to enjoy. But he cannot enjoy himself alone, the other suffering, somebody else, whether it's some other living entity, other zone, or Adi Bhautika, Adi Atmika, Adi Daivika, three kleshas. This is what it means. So the Lord is giving, or Prabhupada is explaining with this example. Bee, honeycomb, how it collects and how it puts on, how it suffers, even though seemingly some enjoyment is there. Same way, living entity is also going. When he sees as separate entity. But when he sees in relation with the Lord and uses it in the service of, then there is no problem. But until that he comes to that point of that consciousness, problem will come. So that the atheistic couple explains all these elements are not in relation with God. This is Big Bang theory. It has come from the some from the some Big Bang theories, from some chunk. This kind of explanation, as the scientist Prabhupada explains in one pastime. As specifically when he sees Bhakti Swarup Damodar, call him. When he comes, Prabhupada became immediately stood up and told devotees to make me sit down, and then sat up and smiling. And yes, this is my main purpose. Why am I here in this world? This is one of the main purpose to desperately to defeat these scientists. That is one of the main purpose why I have come here. So Prabhupada tells, because as long as the scientists giving the real science, they are after searching for the real truth, absolute truth, then no problem. But as soon as they bring the false philosophies, it talks about the moon also, going to the moon also, enough evidences. Prabhupada. If at all, if they go there also, those are very clever, not like earthly planet. Those moon planet people are very clever. They may go to the deserted area and then show that. How long can you be there? When you go deserted, and you will be thrown also. Nobody is entered without proper qualification, just like the embassy visa. People enter without qualification, they will detain them, send them back. Just like these days they are doing. So like that, in moon planet, they are very intelligent. They won't let you anybody enter there. If at all, if they enter without qualification, they will send them back. They will not see the real thing. They will see only dust and stones and whatnot, deserted place. Just like in the earthly planet, also we have desert regions and desert places, so many places in Phoenix, Arizona, and other places in India and other places, Middle East. Same way, other planets also have these things. So people will be diverted there and they will be sending them back. Because you need to have proper calling. Yanti Devratan Devan, Pitruni Yanti Pitruvatan, Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja, Yanti Madhyajit. According to your worship and pious state, then you can go. It's not just by all of a sudden by chance you can go there. If at all if they go there, that's what will happen. They will never be able to go unless they have attained that credit. Many of this is a science is that's why these things, all these philosophies have its own faults. Karma Mimamsa and this atheistic Kapila's Sankhya. And then we have Kanada and Gautama. So Nyaya, so logic and argument. Artha Kuketi Nyaya. Chicken is first or egg is first. Or fruit fell down first or branch fell down first. All this kind of logic and argument. So it doesn't substantiate. Because that cannot be understood. This truth cannot be understood by logic argument. तर्क प्रतिष्ठा सुतो विभिन्नं नासो मुनिज मतं न भिन्नं महाजनस्य येन गतस्य धर्मस्य तत्त्वं निहितं गो. I am very confidential. This subject matter can only be understood by sadhu. Whatever I explained, because I heard from Prabhupada, I have learned from Prabhupada through his lecture, through his purport, and I heard from a spiritual master. Then only I can at least understand from this what does it mean. If I have not gone through that, I won't be able to know what exactly this verse is talking about. No, it won't be possible. So that's why one needs a sadhu's eyes has to be opened by a sadhu. Then you can see what exactly each thing means. Otherwise, because we are ignorant naturally anyway, four defects are there. Every living and conditioned soul has four defects. But the pure devotee doesn't have these four defects. Committing mistakes, imperfect senses, illusion, cheating proposal. These are there naturally. Vipralipsa, Karuna, Patava, Sanskrit terms are there. Prabhupada gives everything Prabhupada explains so clearly. There is no confusion for him because everything he's seeing the Lord face to face. Lord is revealing to him. So why he has to say it may be, I think, all these things, words you will not find in Prabhupada. So lectures are the purports because everything is completely he realized and things are being revealed to him. So that's why we have to depend on these kind of acharyas and sadhus who are realized souls. Then we can understand. If you depend on the karma mimamsa of Jaimuni or depend on the atheistic Sankhya, Kapila, or depend on the Gautama and Kanada of Nyaya, then Astavakra Yoga. Astavakra is one more philosophy I'm forgetting. And then Patanjali Yoga, that is also giving this. They say that Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma means the Lord also can become conditioned. When he takes this form, in human form, he will also become conditioned. Nirguna Brahma is also there, monism is also there, thing. That doesn't also solve the purpose. Astavakra has taught that, this Mayavada philosophy. And then Patanjali taught about the yoga process, but that also Satchit only, there is no Ananda. And this all these has its own faults. It doesn't give you the perfect happiness. You can enter the spiritual world. Then Vyasadeva has written the real thing. Vedanta Sutra, giving the summum bonum, the supreme absolute truth, which includes Sat, Chit, Ananda. So that's when Sarvaya means it includes the full absolute truth with all the aspects of the truth. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvada. The tattva truth has to be understood in all different aspects, different angles. Then tyaktva, then when we understand that science to that level, then tyaktva deyam punarjanma mamesvachan. Or one has to be so simple that whatever Krishna Guru says, accept. I accept from today onwards. I'll follow exactly whatever you say. I don't need to look at the book, look at anything. You tell me what I have to do, I'll do. That's it. No questions. Imam Mata is saying in his memories. I never asked any questions. All my duty is to hear and then follow it. And no questions. Isn't it? Because I was simply hearing. Because what I heard about the cooking 1966, 67, exactly same thing in 1976 also Prabhupada repeated the same thing. Whatever he instructed me, exactly same thing he did. Bhakti is so simple, Prabhupada said, and I can understand. Yes, he's not changing, he's not adding or subtracting, he's telling new things. Whatever he's telling 20 years ago, also, after at the end, also, he was telling the same thing. Repeatedly, secret of success is telling chant, hear, service, darshan, all these things repeatedly is telling the same thing. He's not changing or adding or subtracting. So it is simple, but one has to accept it and then uh, go through it, execute it. And Yamuna Mataji did whole life. That's why she became surrendered devotee, and Prabhupada was so happy. And then she can advance because when the disciple is like that, so surrendered, so submissive, and following the instruction as it is, whatever Prabhupada is instructing, then because the servant job is to do what master is telling. So without second thought, Arna Kariho Mane ask. No other desire, one thing only. Just accept it and do it. So that's what she did. That's why she could understand everything without any doubts. Everything became clear. That's what sadhu and the master and servant. And the servant is so much in respect and faith is there on guru and master attached, and that consciousness is there naturally. From sadhu, all the mercy will flow through, all the understanding will fall through. Tesham satvayuktam bhajitam pritim dadami buddhi yoganta. Every intelligence, all the intelligence will be given to that disciple, that practitioner. Everything will be understood. And so that's what happened to her. So anybody who does it, and then that's what happened to when Sukadeva Goswami, Sota Goswami, that's what happened. Sota Goswami could understand everything, remember everything. So that's why it depends. It's not only Guru but the disciple also. Guru can pray for the disciple, but the disciple doesn't do much. Then what can Guru do? He can pray, but individual freedom is there, choice is there. What can he do? He can only simply go on praying. So hopefully someday it will change. The disciple also has to do something. So otherwise, it doesn't. 100% is not just Guru. So disciple also has to do his thing. Then it will work. So that is the point. All this philosophy, all this, many things. But our time is late. I think already 8:18. Yeah. So that's what this verse means. Many things we have to understand from this verse. It's not just one thing. We referred some of the things. Let us look at. We covered 424. Yeah, these are only. See this. And in this verse, it's explained. Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever example I have given, see that separated. Yeah, in this verse only it is explained. Mm, uh, yeah, examples of honey and honeycombs. 424:64 verse. All these things you have to study in Prabhupada's books. Down. So this is the point. By studying the six philosophical theories, one cannot reach the absolute truth. Not possible. But people are after this. What can I do? It is therefore our duty to follow the path of Mahajanas, the authority. Again, coming to the same point. Any subject to take it comes back to the Mahajanas and Sadhus, pure devotees, great acharyas. If you follow them, then you get to the right path, right destination. Even though theoretically you may know, you won't be able to execute it without their mercy. If it depends simply on them and you study, you follow exactly their instruction, then you will get it in this life only. It doesn't take much time. If you don't, to the degree you don't follow it, you don't pay attention, despite 100 times repeatedly being told, please do this, we become careless. To that degree, Lord also become careless to that devotee, that practitioner. Yes, what can he do? When the person doesn't have any attitude towards the devotee, to his representative, then what Lord can do? First, Lord is not going to look at what he will do directly with me. No, he's going to look at first, what is he doing with my representatives? How much is submissive? How much is hearing? How much is following? So when Lord sees, then they will give the mercy, Lord also will give the double mercy. Then one will. That's why both Guru and Krishna simultaneously. So especially Lord is seeing how much one is receptive to the is represented. The receptiveness is not there, faith is not there, respect is not there, love is not there, care is not there. Then to that degree it takes lifetimes. So that is the point here also being made. Follow the path of Mahajanas. Whatever they said should be accepted as the supreme truth, not just ordinary truth. Because they are here to just repeat like a parrot, whatever previous Acharya told, whatever Lord said. They can't change anything. So this is the statement. This is what survivor means. Otherwise, how will you know that? Otherwise, everybody knows. We all know Krishna is supreme absolute truth. In Brahma Madhva God, we know. But why is it that we are not able to progress? Why is that again and again we fail? Why is that we are not able to remember throughout the day? Why? We have to question ourselves. That means there is something else missing. So that's why this verse. Otherwise, this is Paribhas Sutra. Why? Why this is Paribhas Sutra? Why not some other verse? Because this means this includes everything. Survive. So many deep understandings are there. It's not the. It is a practical science, practical revelation, practical realizations are included in this verse. Yeah, in this way we have to understand this verse. All these are from some. This is the verse Gorakhpur 1971. So Prabhupada writing. So Prabhupada writing. Worship Guru and I'm so glad to learn that your daughter is growing into such a nice Krishna conscious child, and very soon she will be a great help to your activities. I have seen many pictures of Krishna conscious children. They are nicely chanting and clapping. It is very good sign. Here in India, our preaching is very nicely going on, and especially to our membership program, there is a good response. So work very enthusiastically, and Krishna will bestow all his blessings upon you. That's enthusiasm is very important. Your husband's letter along with yours is very encouraging, and I have answered it separately. Very encouraging. Then that's what we can only, if you please Guru, Guru will be very pleased. Whenever he used to get the reports of book distribution, used to get the reports of, sometimes book distributor, heavy book distributor. He asked, Prabhupada, what will please you? Yeah, Prabhupada said, if you develop your love for Krishna, that will please me. That's what Prabhupada said. He expected you will distribute lots of books. Prabhupada said it differently this time. Yes, because ultimately that is the point. If you don't develop your love, then you may think I am doing great in distributing books. We are so proud. Now, forgetting that actually we are the instrument. Lord is sending the soul, Guru is sending the soul, and he is giving the intelligence, he is giving, everything is making the Paramatma, is making that happen. Otherwise, you can't even distribute one book. Sometimes it happens, isn't it? Yes, that means it's not our qualification. Many things we have to consider. So that's why ultimately you have to develop love. You have to see that everything is actually is happening by Guru and Krishna's mercy. We are just instruments. So that's why Prabhupada said it like that. So I'm so glad to know both of you are enhancing your Krishna consciousness by mutual cooperation. So important. May God bless you. You're all helping me by abiding the orders of my spiritual master. See, His divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, will be pleased upon you who are his grand spiritual children. So this program to open a branch in Israel, not Iran, Israel, has got all my approval. It is not easy even there. Yes, you can set up a Guru Gaurang altar, and if you can offer full Arati ceremony, that is nice. Panchatattva are most merciful. So, yeah, many places. Prabhupada in Western world, most of the places put Sri Gaurnita, not Jagannath, because they are the most merciful lords. Radha Krishna's worship is high standard. But Gaurnita is, even if you do mistakes, they will not. As long as you chant nicely, then they will be happy. Whether you do the arati or not, trust them or not so much matter. But if you simply worship, chant nicely and invite somebody and serve them, or you go out and explain the science to somebody else, they will be very pleased. That is the main purpose why they have come, to give the chant ourselves and give the chanting to others. That is the main agenda they have come with, main business. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes so pleased. That's how Guru is also pleased as automatically. Anyway, there. So our Srinivas Prabhu is asking, who is this Mahajan? From Bhagavad Gita, you can understand. Second chapter, science, self-realized. Who is self-realized? Who doesn't operate on the mental speculation? That is the first thing. He's not using, it may be like this, it may be like that. He will never do anything mental speculation. That means his deity worship, his chanting, his hearing, his service, nothing is based on his own thoughts. Everything is, if you Prabhupada said it, Shastra said it, then he's corrupt accordingly. What is being given, authorized, that is what he'll do. That is the first and foremost quality. Verse number 56 or 57. 57, chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita. So, and Bhagavatam, many places is there. Chaitanya Charitamrita also many places there. That has been given. Advanced devotee is also in that same category. Abhyartha Kalatvam, Preetita Vasati Stale, Namagana Sadaruchi is always chanting. Why only 64? Prabhupada was chanting from morning to evening. While walking, is chanting. After he's translating, again, is on the beats. He's sitting, then devotees are coming, talking. In between, he's chanting. Chanting is going on. He's never without chanting. He's talking, then that time not, but rest of the times he's always chanting. Thinking of the way. So that is Nama Gana Sadaruchi, glorifying the Lord and pastimes and staying in holy dham or carrying that holy dham in his heart wherever he is. Now in Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, that consciousness. These are all the symptoms. It doesn't waste any time, not a single moment. Preeti Ganda is full hope for the Lord. Everything is possible, impossible becomes possible. He has no anxiety. So his anxiety to serve the Lord. All these are the symptoms of advanced devotee. So he has understood the confidential subject of the whole science, as I explained. Because this is all revealed by Prabhupada given the purport, that's how I know. I studied it, so that's what I explained. So this is what Mahajana means, is repeating. Another quality is repeating exactly what is being told by previous Acharya, as it is. Uh, whatever he is instructing, that's what. Prabhupada just simply followed his guru told, distribute books. Print books, distribute books. So, and preach this message. And then chanting, hearing is always there. He was doing that, and then these two things he carried on from 1966 or before in India itself, all the way till his last breath. This Mahajana, because exactly whatever his guru told, he just did it. Exactly same thing. He didn't do anything different. Details, how he did it may be a little different, but the principle went on the same principle. Based on his instructions of his guru only, he carried on. For that only he established the center. For that only he opened the centers. For that only he did the marriage ceremony. For that only installed the deities. Whatever he did to establish them. Otherwise, how will he distribute these books? Because alone he can do. So he needs disciples, he needs devotees. Mm all these things. For that reason, to fulfill his spiritual master desires, he did it. So that is what Mahajana means. His duty is to simply carry out previous Acharyas' duties. There are 12 Mahajan, Dvadas Mahajan. These are not Harijan, these are not Mahajan. Mahajan means, I think, Vaisyas are called Mahajan, Kshatriyas are called Thakur, Brahmanas are called Pandit. There are four Varnas, four systems. They are, each one has some title. That not that Mahajan. No. This Mahajan is Mahat. Mahat means great devotee following the Lord and Lord's previous acharyas. That is what Mahajan means. Jana means living entity. Mahat means great. So bhakti credits, not karma credit, not jnana credits, not yoga credits, not mukti credits, but he has bhakti credits. So that is bhakti unmukha sukruti, fully 100%. He has. He is called Mahajan. 12 Mahajans are there. Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Kapila, Vyasaki, Sukadeva Goswami. So these are all the Mahajans. Example has to be quoted. So Brahma is Mahajan, Shiva is Mahajan, Yamaraj is Mahajan, Kapila is Mahajan, Narada Muni is Mahajan. So based on that we know. So Prabhupada is simply repeating what Narada Muni is telling. Bhakti Siddhanta, all of them are repeating exactly what previous these Mahajans told. Through them only we can understand. Prahlad Maharaj also. In his family, two are Mahajans already. Prahlad and Bali Maharaj, both are Mahajans. Out of 12, within the same family, two of them are Mahajans. That's even great. That's why Prahlad is considered topmost, uh, topmost devotee. So Lord Narsingh Dev cuddled him and he did so much, he showed so much love and care, and he has also same feelings for Lord Narsingh Dev. So anyway, so this is how we understand Mahajan means. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. I was thinking Mahatma is same as Mahajan, so
That
I got it.
Mahatma is same thing. Mahatma, Mahajan is same thing. But that Mahatma also again understood wrongly. He is not for Gandhi. That is not Mahatma. No. Prabhupada himself explained many times in his classes. No, that is not where many souls you can call Mahatma. That is ordinary term. But this Mahatma, when Shastra is saying, Prabhupada is saying, that Mahatma means he is fully 100% surrendered to Lord. Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and is carrying out his desires, Lord's desires and Lord's representative. He has no separate agenda. He is not running after all this worldly activities, opening hospitals, philanthropic work, Manav Seva, Madhav Seva, Eto Mat, Tato Mat. No, these are not Mahajans. Mahajans means exactly what Lord is instructing. Lord is telling, you chant my name, hear the pastimes, engage in my service, worship me, think of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance. That's what they did, and that's what all these Mahajanas did. If you don't find these things in that person, then he's not Mahajan, he's not Mahatma. That is ordinary course. In these material activities, yes, he can be Mahatma of this world. He's not the Mahatma of the spiritual world. No. He's not the eternal associate either. These Mahajanas are all, many of them are eternal associates. Prahlad is eternal associate. Prabhupada and all, or Parampara Acharyas, many of them are eternal associates. They are Mahajans. So,
Okay,
yeah.
Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. No other questions. We'll stop.